Hi class. For my cultural food project, I chose mashed potatoes. I chose mashed potatoes because I think that most big family meals have always consisted of them at home. I think that every Thanksgiving meal I've had, mashed potatoes have been the highlight on the table, even among like turkey, and if you're some weird person that likes that cranberry sauce, that cranberry jelly, mashed potatoes are always the best on the table. And I also chose mashed potatoes because even though they're technically an English dish, I would say that they're more Irish than anything else, which means a good amount to me being Irish. Also, I have been working as a cook for about 5 years now. Every restaurant I've worked at, mashed potatoes have been part of the menu, and I think they're also on the menu at the Irish restaurant I work at now, which would be a given. It has been said that mashed potatoes were invented in the 1700s by a Frenchman during the Seven Years' War. But with a dish as classical as this, there are plenty of other stories of the main originator of them, but that's besides the point. Mashed potatoes are colloquially known just as mash, and is a dish prepared by mashing boiled potatoes, as the name would suggest. Potatoes are a vegetable most commonly known for their carbohydrate content and starchiness. They grow underground on stems, but are technically not considered a root vegetable, much like a carrot is. One fun fact I like about potatoes is their translation to French, which is pomme de terre, which literally translates to apple of the earth. Most commonly, you would use russet potatoes, or a type of yellow potato like Yukon Gold, to make mash. However, it is not unheard of to use things like red potatoes or sweet potatoes or even Adirondack blue potatoes. After boiling and mashing, milk, butter, salt, pepper, and sometimes garlic are mixed in. Personally, I like adding a little heavy cream instead of milk, as well as cream cheese mixture and some shredded cheese. Depending on the consistency that you like, the potatoes can be skinned or not skinned, or hand mashed or whipped to get that desired consistency. Mashed potato can be served as a side dish and is often served with sausages in the British Isles, where they're known as bangers and mash. Mashed potato can be an ingredient of various other dishes too, including shepherd's pie or cottage pie, pierogies, gulkanin, dumplings, potato pancakes, croquettes, or gnocchi. In the U.S., it is traditional to eat your mashed potatoes with a gravy. It's usually beef or turkey, depending on what kind of main dish you have. It is also becoming popular to use vegetable gravy with it to fit with the vegetarian trends. It also has become popular to use instant mashed potatoes, which I think are gross, but sometimes, especially in the high demand atmosphere of work that we have, sometimes we have to go a little bit faster and avoid the traditional way. On average, for every 2 pounds of potatoes used, 1 cup of milk and 4 tablespoons of butter are added into the mixture, and salt and pepper are added at the end for taste. For each 1 cup serving, not including any gravy or extra add-ins, there's about 250 calories. For macronutrient content, there are 7.2 grams of fat, 43.7 grams of carbs, and 5.6 grams of protein. The two highest micronutrient contents are vitamin C with 15 milligrams and niacin with 4 milligrams per serving. Overall, I would consider mashed potatoes a healthy thing to eat, especially since there are ways to cut back the amounts of butter added, and it's easy to control how much salt is added as well. Okay, I'm here with Meg Sheely, another advocate for mashed potatoes, and I have a few questions for her for this interview. The first question is, how are mashed potatoes culturally relevant to you?
Mashed potatoes are culturally relevant for me just because of when I eat them, which is at holidays with my family, and I've probably had them at every holiday growing up as a kid.
Nice. The second question is, how often do you eat mashed potatoes?
Ideally daily, but probably maybe 3 times a year, 4 times a year.
Like at holidays and stuff?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Mostly.
How do you prefer to eat your mashed potatoes?
I like them with butter, salt, and pepper normally.
Nice. The fourth question is, where do you think the best place to get mashed potatoes is?
Usually from my mother, but if you're on a location, Idaho, Ireland, where potatoes are.
Okay. And the last question, do you consider mashed potatoes to be a healthy food?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. Thank you.